But in terms of guys that Allen really trusts right now, like especially if your tight ends aren't available, like you've got Shakir, and I just feel like, you're asking for somebody to step up and show that, they have the faith of the quarterback, the trust of the quarterback. And maybe that leads you to Gabe Davis. Maybe that leads you to somebody else. But, first we got to get to, I guess, who dresses at that position.
I was surprised last week. Both Davis and Coleman were down because I think Gabe's kind of shown that he can come right back in and be a guy that Josh trusts. He's made a couple big plays on fourth downs, a couple fourth down catches since he's been back in the lineup. I wouldn't be surprised if he's back in the lineup again this week. This might be the kind of game where you need, there's going to be like you said, slow play, lower scoring game. You need a guy that's going to be on the field that can do a little bit of everything. That's Gabe Davis. Last week they went with a little bit more of a kind of a speed element in the passing game. Brandon Cooks is interesting for this because you say like trust. I don't know if Josh wouldn't trust Brandon Cooks, but he had a couple drops here. Brandon Cooks needs to step up and show that he can help this passing game. It's been a couple of weeks now, and he's had a couple of tough plays, and that's got to change. I think Josh trusts Josh Palmer. I just don't think Josh Palmer's been available enough to get those reps, and there's not a lot happening right there right now. But man, you'd love to see that start clicking again a little bit. And then the rub is, Joe, like how they treat and what they think about Mecole Hardman as far as a receiver versus just a return man. You don't have to use another spot for a receiver by having him as a returner because he's there. But if you want to justify dressing 6 receivers, you could certainly do it because he's a return man. I think with all the other injuries they have, though, and other guys being inactive, that's tough to do right now.